So puberty blockers are super safe and have been used by doctors for a very long time for kids who have like like girls who get puberty way early, like 7-year-olds who start to have their period.
Precocious puberty, totally different than giving it to kids who are being lied to and told that they have a gender identity that's different than their sex.
They're not being lied to. They just need to it's very traumatic for kids to have to go through a different to go through puberty whenever. It's super different for kids to have to go through puberty, and that's why.
Do you think puberty is a medical condition or something?
No, I mean it. I guess technically everything's a medical condition,
is that right?
Isn't it? You know, because
and you're a nurse, or what do you do here?
I'm not going to talk to you about what I do here, but I.
Radiation therapist, got it.
Yeah, well, I guess I shouldn't have flipped it over. Yeah. So I help treat cancer, and I treat a lot of kids, and I guess you're not really you're not here to listen to science.
No, I'm here to have conversations. I would actually like to ask you a few honest questions, if I may. I'd like to know what it is to be a transgender child. What does that mean?
To be a transgender child is just to be a transgender anybody. I really don't want to be in anything that you're putting together.
All right, well, if we're talking on film.
I don't trust that you're going to have
I'm not going to edit anything. It's just going to go straight up. I've been doing this for almost 3 years. I've had probably 20,000 of these conversations, and I have yet to be able to get an answer to the question of what does it mean, for example, for a girl to be a boy. What does that mean?
It means that whenever somebody is born, a doctor looks at their genitalia and then assigns them a gender, and gender is a society-based thing. And so, this person might have all of these parts but wants to express themselves in a different way, or feels more feminine than masculine, and wants to express themselves that way, and uses gender as society has incorporated it to do that. And so a transgender child is just a child who already knows that the assignment that they've been given doesn't match with how they want to express themselves. And I'm not a transgender person, so I can't really speak to that experience, but I'm married to a transgender person, and she's amazing, and she knows exactly who she is, and she just didn't have the vocabulary to describe what was wrong whenever she was younger, and it would have made a big impact in her life. And the reason that she is alive today is because she's gotten gender affirming care. So it's life-saving.
Yeah, that's what I hear all the time. Yet there's no studies to show that suicide rates decrease by sterilizing children. Can you show me some of these?
Yeah, I could show you some of these. Yeah, there are lots of studies that show that gender affirming care reduces suicide rates.
Yeah, like what? Can you name one?
Can you name one?
No, I can't name one because there aren't any.
No, there are.
The only studies we actually have into suicides are with the adult population. There have been no proper studies done with kids. And with the adult population, the most comprehensive study we have is out of Sweden. And it shows
that one's been debunked. So.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
How so?
Because
which one? Do you even know what one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, because there's only one study that people like you keep throwing around.
Oh, yeah? What about the one that came out of Denmark about 2 months ago?
Because it confirms your bias. I don't see. Well, since you brought up the Sweden one, I don't trust that you have really good. I don't trust that you're actually looking for the facts, because.
Okay, well, why don't you send me the facts later when you get home? You can email me chris@billboardchris.com, and you can send me the facts.
Because the one from Sweden wasn't even it wasn't reporting what people were saying that it was reporting. It's just there was not any there wasn't any understanding of what the actual paper was about.
So it hasn't been debunked, and it shows that about 10 years after sex reassignment surgery, suicide rates were 19.1 times higher than their peers. And that's after accounting for mental health comorbidities. If you ignore the mental health comorbidities, it's even higher.
I don't want you to talk over me. If we're going to have a conversation,
well, you keep talking over me.
Have a conversation.
Well, that means you speak and then I speak, right? That's how these work.
Well, you were interrupted.
Oh, okay.
But you are right. Debunked was the wrong word to use. So those studies were taken during a specific period of time, and they were retrospective, right? And so it wasn't. It was talking about like people as a whole and the population groups. And I mean, you can like put this up and you're like, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about, but.
So Rebecca, I'm still struggling to get an answer to the basic question: what does it mean for a girl to be a boy? Why can't they just?
So you didn't understand what I said?
No, I really didn't. Why can't they just present themselves and dress themselves and express themselves however they want without blocking their body's physical development, going on opposite sex hormones that have no place in their body, and cutting off body parts?
So
why do we have to cut off body parts to allow a child to express themselves?
I mean, we are not cutting off body parts of children.
Oh, really?
Except, I mean,
there are thousands of girls, minors, receiving double mastectomies.
There's also minors who get their parents' consent to receive like breast implants, and like that's not up for debate.
Yeah, I don't think they should be doing that either.
So I mean, but why
there are 12-year-old girls in
that,
California who have had their breasts cut off. Do you think that's okay?
I mean, I don't think that that's something that should be up to our government. I think that should be something that is between like doctors and the parents.
So you think that a 12-year-old girl
I don't think
can
that's
consent
happening very much.
to? It's not happening very much, but it's happening.
I don't.
There's a girl named Layla Jane. She was 13 years old in grade 8 when they cut off her breasts at Kaiser Permanente in Oakland, California.
How long ago was
She's
that?
suing now. This was just the last few years.
What's the last few years?
I don't know exactly, 2-3 years ago. This is still happening. Reuters reported that between 2019 and 2021, now these are just kids that used insurance. And these are only kids that received.
Like 0%, like.
So you were just talking a minute ago about not cutting people off, right?
Yeah, but I'm kind of mad.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there are thousands of girls receiving double mastectomies because they've been caught up in this craze that teaches them that just because they don't conform to sexist, aggressive stereotypes, that there must be something wrong with them. What message do you think it sends to a child when we tell them they were born in the wrong body?
I don't think anybody is telling children that they're born in the wrong body.
This is everywhere.
You're telling children that they're born in the wrong body if you don't think that they could get the gender affirming care that they need. And often,
no, actually, what I'm saying when that happens is they're born in the exact right body, and there's no such thing as gender affirming care. What it is it's called child abuse.
If there wasn't,
it's not care.
It's care.
For the first time in human history, we're cutting off the body parts of children and giving them pharmaceutical drugs.
What do you think circumcision is?
I don't agree with that either.
Okay.
But this is what trans activists like yourself always do: is you go to these whataboutisms because you can't actually address the argument at hand. So if you could try to stay focused, that would be great.
I thought that I addressed it, but you didn't.
No, you still haven't told me what it means for a girl to be a boy.
It means that the way that you're phrasing the question is not very.
What does it mean? These girls now believe that they're boys. They believe they're boys on the inside. So what does that mean?
If you don't think that trans boys exist, then we can't have that conversation.
They don't exist.
So then there you go.
There's no such thing as a transgender child.
Yeah, there is.
They're called girls and boys. And the message we should be sending them is that they're beautiful just as they
are.
are. But you want to send them a message that there's something wrong with them,
no, I don't.
and they need to become lifelong pharmaceutical patients and get body parts cut off in order to find true happiness. Because you're pushing this lie that kids are going to kill themselves because they're born in the wrong body. That's exactly what your argument is.
No, that's not the argument.
Then why are you recommending we cut off the body parts of children?
I'm not recommending that.
So you agree that we shouldn't be cutting off the body parts of kids?
No, I don't. I agree that it should be something that is not. Right now, it's just a bunch of like fear mongering, and there are a lot of.
It's a statistical fact that thousands of girls are having their breasts cut off, and boys who are minors are also getting vaginoplasties. They celebrated one on national TV, the show I Am Jazz. He was 17 years old when he had a vaginoplasty.
And
well, go read this Reuters article. It shows that between 2019 and 2021, 776 kids who used insurance, only those who received an official gender dysphoria diagnosis, so it doesn't include those who used private pay, and it doesn't include those who didn't receive those diagnoses, which they don't always get. It showed that between those years, there were 776 girls. If you include the private pay, it gets up into the thousands, and this is still increasing year over year.
I mean,
never mind the tens of thousands who are going on hormones. So why do girls need testosterone to be their true selves?
Why does it matter to you?
Because this is child abuse. Because I'm a dad, and I see an epidemic of child abuse. I see a cult permeating all of society.
It's not. It's not that at all. I mean,
it's not? Turning them into lifelong medical patients isn't child abuse?
No.
They're literally becoming lifelong pharmaceutical patients. You know that, right?
Who isn't? Who's not a?
I'm not a lifelong pharmaceutical patient.
Who's not part of like the medical system?
Me?
See, you're just like.
I'm not on anything. Are you? Maybe that's why you have these opinions.
No, that's not why I have opinions. I feel like you're grabbing at everything, and you're not like focusing on one part. I get that you're mad and that you care about kids, and I care about kids too, and that's
you care about them so much that you want to turn them into lifelong medical patients.
Nobody except for anti-trans people are forcing kids to be anything that they're not.
So this isn't anti-trans. This is pro-child.
This is anti-trans.
My message is that children are beautiful just as they are. Your message is that there's something wrong with these kids, and they need to go on pharmaceutical drugs.
They don't need to unless they don't want to go through the puberty that their body is going to produce. Do you know about karyotypes?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then you know that gender is not a binary.
Yeah, that's got nothing to do with gender. That's got nothing to do with gender. What you're doing now is you're bringing up this intersex argument, which we should appropriately call disorders of sexual development.
It's not.
And everyone with a disorder of sexual development and these different karyotypes and these different chromosomal structures, they're still all male or female. And you as a hospital employee should know this. You can Google it and find it out in 3 seconds flat.
No, I don't think that you have any kind of degree or any kind of...
No degree.
Or any kind of...
I just have a brain in my head.
Yeah,
and I'm able to read.
So do I.
I don't know.
I can read too. And, it's really unfortunate. I probably shouldn't have stopped to talk to you because you're very, very misinformed. You're reading studies.
What have I been misinformed about so far?
Great, but you're not including all of the. You're not including actually what those studies are about and what those studies portray. And
do you know that historically kids with gender dysphoria, 80 to 90% of the time grow out of it, and a majority grow up to be gay? Have you read those studies?
I don't trust you. I don't think that you.
Okay, well, they're all academic studies on my website. You can go read them.
You've already presented studies in a way that is misleading and misinforming.
Oh, so I'm giving you the exact statistics.
No, because you're giving me studies and presenting them, and I honestly am not familiar with all of the studies that you've said.
Okay.
But I am familiar with a couple of them, and the 2 examples that you've given me that I do know a little bit about are like the conclusions that you've drawn for them are not the conclusions of the studies. So you're definitely misinformed.
May I reference one for a moment here?
The science does not support these arguments. Children are not being abused by doing what they need to do. Puberty blockers are established as very safe and have been used for a long time. And it's very traumatic for kids to go through a puberty that's not with the gender that they already know.
So first of all, these drugs are being used off-label. You know that. These drugs have never been approved for this purpose. Why have England, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Denmark, who have just completed systematic reviews, why are they undoing this?
You're using a lot of you're using things incorrectly. You've been misinformed. You're misinforming your people.
Have you read the systematic review that England just did?
I don't think I can talk to you anymore because you're.
Have you read the systematic review that England just did?
And it's very, very damaging for this message to be out there and for you to be like causing like a lot of harm because it it starts with like, oh no, worry about the kids, but it's just like a slippery slope of bad logics, bad information. Often what happens more than 90% of the time is that children can go on puberty blockers, and then once they're 18 and up, they can make their own decisions, and like that's
they're going on cross-sex hormones.
For the best.
They're going on cross-sex hormones as young teenagers.
And then
do you know that this hospital received a grant to give cross-sex hormones to 8-year-olds? Are you familiar with that? The NIH gave a $5.7 million grant to give testosterone to 8-year-old girls.
You're not trying to learn, and that's really upsetting.
You're the one that doesn't want to have a conversation here.
Well,
I'd like to talk about the most recent studies that were done before kids were given puberty blockers.
You're grabbing at a lot of very hyperbolic things, and you're telling me a lot.
Studies are hyperbolic?
Well, but you're bringing in studies, but you're only looking at the biased pieces of it.
Am I?
That the conclusions are
you don't know what I've looked at.
Drawing in these scientific studies, so you're spreading.
Well, why don't we discuss the most recent one? Why don't we discuss the most recent one?
I'm not going to because
why not?
I don't trust you. I think that like the.
Well, why don't we bring it up on PubMed right now? We can read it right on PubMed. How about we do that?
The studies that you brought up do not say the things that you're saying that they do, and
interesting.
And so I
haven't even been able to talk about them. So how do you know what they're saying? All right, Rebecca, it's been a pleasure.
I don't think that you're going to change your mind or that you're going to...
Oh, I'm not going to change my mind.
I don't think that you're going to try to look into truths or anything, but I would really hope that you look for
That's literally all I've been doing for more than 3 years.
Right. So
what do you have to say to the detransitioners who are? What do you have to say to the detransitioners who have been harmed for life, have deep regrets, and say they didn't receive any help, and they were just rushed into this?
It's a really low percentage.
So you don't care about them?
I do care about them.
Yeah. What do you care about them?
I care that everybody gets the access to affirming care that they need.
Okay, well, that's exactly what happened for these kids, and now they're saying that, what the heck did you do to me? You just rushed me into this medical process.
And your message and misinformation is very
yeah, thanks. Have a good one.